Meet Major Jason Watson, who earlier today in the capital of Washington, D.C., made an impassioned speech calling for the impeachment of not only President Donald Trump, but Vice President J.D. Vance. He did this with the backing of Representative Green, the only Democrat to file impeachment papers against the sitting president, and he also did it with support from the infamous goofball Jolly Good Ginger, made famous here on TikTok. Now, being an active duty major and logistics officer in the Air Force, apparently on leave from his duty station in Poland, he has decided to basically throw away his career. People say that he has put his career at risk, but no, he's actually thrown it away. There is no chance that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth lets this slide. He was right when he said in his speech that he is a nobody, but he has made himself very famous and aware of by the Secretary of War and probably President Trump, as he will likely face charges under the UCMJ and be thrown in Fort Leavenworth. He was arrested shortly after his speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for, I believe, protesting without a permit or something to that effect. Either way, it was not the UCMJ that got him arrested. That will come later. Now, in his speech, he cited a litany of reasons why he believed the Trump administration needed to be impeached, and it was for all the controversial reasons that have unfolded over the last 18 months. All officers in the military take the same oath. I took that oath. It's the same oath he started his speech with. And we all know that items that are deemed unconstitutional can only be deemed unconstitutional after they've been adjudicated. Otherwise, it's just your opinion, which is all he was giving. And this also serves as a probably lesson to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth that he should probably start institutionalizing constitutional classes for the officer corps. Because all this major did was cite propaganda and completely ignore Article 2 out and all the powers that fall under Article 2 within the Constitution, yet in the same breath swear that he took an oath to that Constitution. So he clearly doesn't even understand the arguments that he's making, and in so doing, he is throwing his career away. Now, I don't support any service member that does this because they know full and well that all orders handed down to them by the President of the United States are considered constitutional until an official process deems them not to be constitutional. It is not your position to say otherwise, and for him to just stand there and blatantly take the side of basically the Democratic Party or the Never-Trumpers just shows the political bias that he was fomenting while on active duty, and while he has largely done us a service by removing himself from service, there are people in the military now that probably believe the same things he does, but they are at least honorable enough to the uniform they're wearing to not say anything about it until they get out of active duty. Because he did not have to make a spectacle. He could have just quietly resigned his commission and then ran for Congress like so many other people do. But instead, he decided to make a spectacle, dishonoring his oath, the uniform he's wearing, and likely get himself thrown in jail. So, no, in fact, he will get himself thrown in jail. So it's very narcissistic to do that, and it's not a selfless act by any means. And he honestly deserves everything that's coming to him, and certainly hope the book is thrown at him and an example is made of him. But those are my thoughts on the topic. That's where I stand. What are yours? Let me know in the comments.